Kevin Walters on Reece Walsh sledging a young Panthers fan after ashes. NRL 2025, Reece, with his effortless grace and that signature grin that lights up the Gold Coast night, has become more than a fullback. He's a symbol. Born in Nerang, raised on the sun-baked fields of Queensland, he's the kid who outran his doubts, turning heads in state of origin with runs that defy gravity. But here in enemy territory, eyes narrow, whispers follow him like shadows. And in the midst of it all, a young Panther supporter, no older than 15, his face painted in fierce stripes, steps forward, heart pounding with the audacity of fandom. Please like, share, and subscribe for more sport talk content. The boy, voice cracking with bravado, calls out across the throng, Moses Leota is going to take your head off this weekend. It's the ritual taunt, the spark to a powder keg rivalry that's defined seasons. Reece pauses, teammates flanking him like sentinels, security a subtle veil. The air hums with anticipation, a microcosm of the battles to come. Broncos versus Panthers, youth against empire. In that suspended breath, Reece's retort slices through. I'll take your mums. The words land like a mistimed tackle, sharp, unfiltered, born of the street-smart edge that makes him untouchable on the field. He turns away, striding into the fading light, but the boy's face crumples, eyes wide with the sting of something deeper than banter. Around them, the crowd shifts. A ripple of gasps, smartphones whipping out like drawn blades, capturing the fractured in the festive air. Yet earlier that day, as Reece signed jerseys and posed for selfies, the quay had erupted for him. The loudest cheer of the fest, a thunderous ovation that drowned out the harbor horns. Fans, even in rival colors, pressed forward, drawn to the magnetism of a star still shedding his boyhood. It was a glimpse of the divide, adoration and enmity, intertwined like the game's own brutal poetry. The moment hangs, unresolved, as Reece vanishes into the scrum of blue, his laughter trailing like an afterthought. But in the boy's trembling shoulders, we see the cost, the raw nerve of fandom exposed, a reminder that heroes cast long shadows and not all who chase them emerge unscathed. Word of the clash spreads like wildfire through the digital underbrush, TikTok clips looping the exchange in grainy fury. By nightfall, hashtags ignite, Reece Walsh, NRL drama, threads unraveling into debates that pit passion against propriety. Brisbane faithful rally in comment sections, decrying the provocation. Sydney skeptics sharpen their keyboards, unearthing Reece's past sins, a 3-game ban for words hurled at a referee, a red card in origin, born of fire-fueled fury. Newsrooms hum to life, screens flickering with slow-motion replays. ESPN dissects the footage frame by frame, while Fox Sports panels lean in, voices rising in mock outrage. A complaint lodges with the NRL Integrity Unit, whispers of investigation circling like scouts before a siege. Yet amid the storm, the boy's anonymity shields him, his hurt a quiet footnote in the frenzy. Deeper still, the incident peels back layers of NRL lore, the Broncos-Panthers grudge etched in grand final scars and origin vendettas. Penrith, the dynasty builders, loom as Goliath. Brisbane, the underdogs with hearts of Queensland iron, claw for redemption. Reece embodies that spirit, the flashy fullback who's head-butted rivals and sworn at officials, his flair a double-edged sword in a league that worships the warrior. Social media amplifies the echo. Memes morphing hurt into humor, defenders framing it as just sledging. But beneath the pixels, a cultural nerve twitches. Australia's love for the larrikin, the cheeky battler who bends rules without breaking spirit. Reece, with his tattoos and tousled hair, is that archetype incarnate, drawing envy from those who see only the spotlight he commands. As dawn breaks over the league's hallowed grounds, Kevin Walters steps to the podium, his voice a gravelly anchor in the gale. The Broncos coach, a man whose bled blue himself, doesn't flinch. It's difficult for Walshy, he begins, eyes steady as a lineout. You either love him or hate him, and most people thankfully love him. Walters leans forward, the press room thick with held breaths. We're in a bit of foreign territory here in NS World, he says, a nod to the tribal divides. So there's going to be some people out there that are quite jealous of Reece, how he plays the game, his looks, all those things. The words land with quiet thunder, reframing the fray as the toll of transcendence. He pauses, a father's pride softening the edges. That's something he's going to have to get on top of for the rest of his career. You can't take the Nerang out of the Nerang boy. Laughter ripples through the room, but it's laced with truth, the wild heart of a coastal kid, unpolished and unyielding, colliding with the world's glare. Even ARLC Chairman Peter Volandis weighs in, his tone paternal yet pointed. He's still a very young man, and he needs a bit of maturity. There's no doubt about that, he reflects, acknowledging the pressure cooker of expectation. He's under a lot of pressure, too. High expectations from everybody. Just on the fan day, I was actually there as it, and he got the loudest cheer. He's a rock star in the game, but he's got to do better than that, and I'm sure he will. In the quiet aftermath, as the grand final looms, we turn inward to the soul of sport. This moment, raw and unscripted, lays bare the fragility of fandom, the way a hero's edge can cut both ways, drawing cheers one instant, jeers the next. It whispers of the human beneath the jersey. Reece, not invincible, but achingly real, navigating a path where every step invites scrutiny. What does it reveal about us, the watchers? In our rush to judge, do we forget the forge of youth, the taunts that toughen, the spotlights that sear? Sportsmanship isn't sterile politeness, it's the dance between fire and restraint, where passion fuels legends, but unchecked, it singes the innocent. Reflect on the boy, his painted face now faded, standing amid the quay's chaos. His words, bold in the moment, masked a deeper ache. The thrill of rivalry mingled with the hero worship even rivals harbor. Reece's reply, swift as his sidestep, was no malice born, but the reflex of one who's risen fast, walls up against the world's weight. And in that tension lies a deeper truth about legacy in the NRL, a league built on blood and brotherhood, where sledging is scripture, yet maturity the unspoken gospel. Reece's journey mirrors our own, the stumble before the stride, the lesson etched in viral regret. It challenges us to see beyond the clip, to honor the growth that follows the fall. Humanity at its core thrives in vulnerability. The coach's defense a shield of empathy, the fans' upset a call for grace. This isn't mere drama. It's a mosaic of emotions, reminding us that champions are sculpted from clay, not marble. Reece's fire, so envied, is the very spark that ignites our dreams, even as it flickers perilously close. Consider the values we champion: resilience over perfection, heart over polish. Walter's words cut through the noise, a beacon for every young athlete staring down the barrel of fame. Jealousy, he implies, is the shadow of greatness. Those who resent the light it casts, forgetting the sweat that summoned it. In quieter moments, away from the frenzy, Reece has spoken of his roots, the Nerang streets where footy was escape and salvation. Though he held silence post-incident, his actions on the field, that electric return in origin, the runs that rewrite scorelines, speak volumes, a talent undimmed, learning to temper its blaze.